Breaking news as we start outnumbered right now. We are looking at Woodbridge, Virginia, and this happened just moments ago. We're going to pick up our coverage here. There were pipe bombs that were planted almost 5 years ago now outside the RNC and DNC headquarters near the U.S. Capitol complex. At the time, no one knew what that was about. Both political parties. So would that be political? Who knew at this point? Now, all these years later, it'll be 5 years next month. They have picked up a suspect in this. And the house that you see at the center of your screen, and maybe just a little bit to the right, is a car that they're also looking at. These are the federal authorities who are in that cul-de-sac in Woodbridge, Virginia, looking for evidence. And they've been coming and going from the car that we could see with stuff that they're bringing out to that sort of collection zone that they've made. Don't know yet what the evacuation order would be for the neighborhood. Haven't been able to gather that kind of information. It's worth getting, as they will. And my guest last hour, Paul Morrow, of course, former NYPD and attorney, Fox News contributor, was saying, look, they may want to talk with other people right there, but right now they're focused on this house. One of the things that we know that they may be looking at or looking for are further evidences or devices, pipe bomb making devices, materials, that sort of thing, making sure that the house is not booby-trapped. So this is a huge job, and we don't have control over this live aerial picture right now, but if and when they pull out, you'll see how big the federal agency response has been to this and law enforcement. There are many, many people there. The suspect, Brian Cole Jr., early 30s. We don't know a lot, but in the next little while, we've been told to expect the first live news conference that we will have gotten on this case in quite some time. We also know from reporting last hour with Clay Travis, who was on with me, saying that he had recently talked to the FBI director, Kash Patel, and had been told there were a couple of things that would pop in the next few days. This popped today. We're going to dig in and watch this.
This is wild because I used to live in Woodbridge, Virginia, many years ago. And if you see that house, that is a big home. The square footage on that, that's a big home. And for someone to live in a home like that, to decide to allegedly place pipe bombs at both parties, Republican and Democratic convention parties, back in 2021 is outrageous. And kudos to the FBI for capturing him. And that's just another trump card for Trump, because this guy's administration is just catching people left and right. Let's continue. Let's hear the story.
Live scene. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-host Kayleigh McEnany. Also joining us today, Carly Shimkus, Fox and Friends first co-host, Lisa Booth, Fox News political analyst, and Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary and Fox News contributor. Kayleigh, I come to you.
Let's just pause this. I gotta say this. Minus the guy that's on there. All those women are beautiful. Like, is it me or is it all the Republican women on TV are just gorgeous? Like, they dress nice. Jesus, man. Is it just me? I don't know.
First, as we gather more information on this, so far, again, we don't know exactly what they've gathered so far, but we know the goals are to keep that area safe, looking for booby traps, any sort of devices in the house and in the vehicle.
That's right. And Brian Cole is the name a source texted me as well, confirming the Fox News reporting we have, early 30s, as you noted. This is interesting, and it's long awaited, because for years, people have been wanting details of this case, and it confounded a lot of people.
And it's funny, I actually forgot about this. I mean, I remember it now, of course. It's breaking news, and it should be everywhere. It should be all the news media outlets should be talking about this, because this is huge. To capture someone like this, and he's allegedly, I'm assuming it's a guy, he's been out and about for 4+ years, and no one's caught him. Like, Biden's administration didn't catch him. Trump's administration caught him less than a year being in office. So this is another thing that goes to show that the FBI was not being utilized like it should have been when Biden was in office. Because you mean to tell me that in less than January he got inaugurated, and we're in December. In less than 11 months, this man, the FBI were able to figure out all these details and finally capture him and arrest him and have him in custody, or at least in custody. And now they're searching his home, or at least where he resides. And they got to be very cautious, like she says, because you never know. It could be booby traps. And yeah, you're dealing with someone that's dealing with bombs. You never know. You never know. But that just goes to show that this administration, this FBI means business. And I'm glad that they caught this person, because it could have been tragedy if those bombs went off back in 2021. And just because I'm conservative, I don't want anyone to die. I don't want conservatives or Democrats or independent. And if you don't even pay attention to politics, you still don't deserve to die. The ones that do are the criminals who grape and they do things to kids. Those people deserve to die. Those people. Let's continue.
We weren't getting details because it is very difficult to evade authorities. You think about the killer of Charlie Kirk, alleged assassin Tyler Robinson, and it took just a few days. It is very rare for someone to get away for years and years and years.
That's
but
crazy.
They think they
Look how
found this
big
guy.
that home
and
is.
I wonder if it had anything to do with his shoes. We don't yet know. But the FBI put out a memo and they said that he had distinctive Nike Air Max Speed Turf shoes, which are black and gray with yellow Nike logos. There are fewer than 20.
Speed Turf is, if I can recall, the Deion Sanders shoe, his sneaker, back when he was playing baseball. That was, baseball and football. Those are expensive shoes. And they don't make that many, like she said, like 20,000 of them. So then it's not like it's flooding the market. They're not like Air Force Ones. So for this person to not only live in a gorgeous home like that, look at the home, look at the homes around them. And then to be able to wear shoes of that quality, there is something not right with people. He's evil. That guy's evil. To act out on this and try to just kill so many innocent people just because you don't like politics, or no, he's just evil. We're not going to make excuses for the man. He's evil. Hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, so you can get all of my videos. I'm also Terrence Manning, your host, and this is my show, My Thoughts Uncut. We're going to continue.
55,000 pairs of these shoes that were sold over a 3-year period. So it's these little granular details in the video they're looking at. Maybe one of these details was the breakthrough. Maybe it was a tip.
Yeah, well, and the tip was worth $500,000. That was the reward in this case. And again, we don't want to speculate on how they got to this point. But the fact about the shoes, that's a fact in the case, potentially evidence in that. Let's watch now, if we can, in the center of your screen, and we might even pull it out live. You can see where they are now going up to this house. So they've left the car at the curb. They've gone through that. And now, and they've got the dogs out. So that makes sense for them to want to make sure that there are no devices or anything there. Now, here's also, Ari, what we don't know.
Look at the back.
Yeah,
look how much.
Is there anybody who may have
look how much land they have,
that this was coming? A lot that we don't know. That news conference is going to tie up so much. Your thoughts?
Well, the first thing I want to know that we don't know is what was his motive and who was he connected to, if anybody?
Yeah.
How far does this go? How deep does this go? Is he a deranged lone attacker that tried to set off these pipe bombs and he failed because he didn't have the technical background? Or was he acting on behalf of somebody, a foreign country, a cause inside the United States? All of this is what we have to look forward to when the FBI speaks today. I presume they're going to know those facts and be able to speak to them. But as always with the shooter of President Trump, what's the motive and are they connected to any?
And that's a scary thing. You don't know right now what his motives were. Who was he connected to? Was he just radicalized on his own? Just went down a rabbit hole and was on social media and just, like I said, went down a rabbit hole and he just decided to do this? Or did someone put him up to this? Because, when you think of people who will commit such a crime, you don't think that they live in homes like this. You don't think that they're wearing Nikes that are exclusive. You don't think that you usually think they're living like in the scums of the earth, like, poverty or whatever, or they just had a mental breakdown because something tragic happened in their lives. But you don't think that this is no excuse for that man to try to take the lives of innocent people. And hopefully the FBI can get him to confess. I'm just hoping that this guy cooperates and he doesn't make it too difficult for the FBI. So if there are any other threats, unknown threats, they can immediately act on it. But I'm hoping he's a lone ranger and he's done this on his own, no help, because that would be the best case scenario. Because if he had help from other government agencies, just up, then yeah, that's something that's not good for the American people, and it's not good for our military because now they got to be even they have to be on high alert, and they're already on high alert because they're military, but it's another extreme. I'm your host, Terrence Manning. This is My Thoughts Uncut. Hit that subscribe, hit the subscription, hit the notification bell, hit the like for a YouTube algorithm. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this whole J6 bomber. If you think that he's working alone, or you think that there's other governments or another government agency that is helping him. Hopefully not. Take care. Peace.